Hey, my beautiful Jamaican people. Good evening to you. You know, my beautiful people, as I ponder on this whole, Integrity Commission, and they are now putting their feet to the ground with all of what has been happening, especially in fairly recent times and recent times in our country, Jamaica. Fairly recently, there was something in the media that talked about six politicians, you know, basically are, they have not highlighted who they are, but it has been noticed, that six of them have been involved in illicit enrichment. And I want people to understand what illicit enrichment really means. So, illicit enrichment is really people or an individual enjoying some wealth that cannot be justified as coming from a legitimate source. So, it is really coming from an underhanding, like when they talk about the underworld source, something that is illegitimate, something that is not right, something that is perhaps not legal, and definitely it is not ethical. And coupled with that, in fairly recent times, the Integrity Commission has highlighted the Speaker of the House not, as it regards statutory declarations, not putting forth everything on the books, and her rebuttal is basically she has nothing to hide, and some of the things was not in her name or didn't remember it for the moment. You hear so many different stories as it relates to all of this underhanding actions that seem to be permeating and eroding the very moral fabric that is still remaining on the Jamaican shores. Let me tell you something. If no moral fabric was not remaining on the Jamaican shores, believe you me, we would have probably been sunken already by an earthquake or some tsunami or hurricane. It is not just on the prayers of people like that. God is a God of order. God is a God of discipline. And he cannot not act according to who he is and act according to how his word is. It doesn't mean that he won't hear the prayers of the people. 6 politicians, and the Orange Party indicated that it's no one from their end, and I didn't hear anything, whether yes or no from the other side, if all 6 are from their end, from the reigning side. And now we have, the cherry on top, and it's not a good cherry, a rotten cherry on top situation, where now the Speaker of the House, this elderly woman, is now called into question, is now called to books where people would want her to resign. Although in my belief is that every last one of them really should resign. Maybe about 2 or 3 from either political parties can remain. I know I had mentioned some of the names. And I think Julian Robinson is a good one. Lisa Hanna definitely. Damian Crawford. Andre Horton seems fairly okay to me. I mean, I don't really follow him up. And so on. On the GLP side, I know that people are still angry with Floyd Green, but I think he's a good worker. I think there is great potential in him. Brilliant guy. Terry Long also. I don't mind Terry Long. Even everybody knows, I suppose, for those who have followed my posts for a while, that for me, and in my time of really understanding politics at a more mature, fairly mature state, with the best prime minister for me personally was Bruce Golding. Portia Simpson Miller was not a bad prime minister either. So that is why I tell people you can't label me GLP or PNP. I am for the MP that works. I am for the MP that works. I don't care if you're blue, brown, yellow, pink, white, or purple. I am for the MP that works. So everyone should resign. Not just ask that lady. Many of you should resign. Some of you shouldn't even be making moves to ask the lady to resign. Look at your lives. Look at what some of you have done to other people and done to the people of Jamaica, done to the economy of Jamaica. Eroded almost the moral and ethical fabric of our society. Look at what is happening in our country today. People are lauding and promulgating evil. I see people coming on talking about they're going to obey people to death. People at one time gone, you couldn't even dare make anybody know that you practice or believe in such evil and atrocity. People won't even speak to people. Nowadays people are lauding it as if they think it is a joke, as if we think we're serving a joke God. But God I know will be a witchcraft, disgusting workers, satanists, some of you. I'm sick and tired of what I'm seeing happen in our country, and nothing is being done. All we are doing, probably even me too, we're just talking. We're not uniting. And then we talk about the great America, how they're this, that, and the other in terms of their moral fabric. One thing I can tell you though with countries like that, and it has nothing to do with them because they are more advanced and they have the equipment and the resources. Their thinking is different. They have a better, sometimes their emotional intelligence is better in some sense, and maybe their IQ is better because they chose for it to be better. They chose. Jamaican people in general do not like to read. In general, they don't like to read, and I can be more specific, and this is across the board, that the black man and the black woman generally don't like to read. When you pick up a book and you read, you realize how dunce and illiterate you are. When I started to read again last few years, I realized, my goodness, I really knew nothing. I felt like a dunce, illiterate person. I realized I knew nothing. And when I say nothing, I'm using it loosely to say I was so ignorant of a lot of things. Reading makes you wise. Reading makes you understand, and it gains knowledge. So your life will be better psychologically, mentally, emotionally, financially, and socially. Reading does that. I'm sure even in the underworld, I'm sure they do a lot of reading. That's how they become cunning and uncanny in their devices of earning and controlling and manipulating people. I'm sure that they did that because they read and they read. So they are 20 steps ahead of you. The country is, I pray that God will really intervene and we get that divine intervention. When what's his name there again from the PNP had said it, people laughed at him, but he was not lying. We need divine intervention. As I said in a previous post, neither of the two political major parties or the ones that are not major can eradicate crime from this country. People benefit from it. It is promulgated, it is stirred, the pot is stirred. They want it. They only come and just tell you guys, Lord, we're going to catch this, we're going to catch that. No, they're not catching a Tom, Dick, or Harry. They might put a little one Friars man in a prison and say, oh, we catch the man who killed. That time I probably not even the man that did anything. The country is riddled in corruption. Riddled. I don't think any other country is so corrupt like ours. And when I talk about corruption in every sphere, every aspect, no stone is left unturned. It's just ripe. It's ripe. You feel it, you see it, you almost can cut it like a knife. You say to yourself, this cannot be real. And then, they're asking the elderly lady to leave. All of them basically should leave. 90% of them should leave, just like her. So she walks out, you guys walk out too. You guys should walk behind her too and never return. And just 1 and 2 remain, and they just draw some people through proper scrutiny and check, background check for them before they go into politics. But the country love wickedness. I realize that people love it, they feel good. I don't know. But there's a day, let me tell you something, wicked workers, there's a day when you're going to have to pay the piper, and you will not have enough funds to pay the piper, and he's going to more than hold you accountable. He's not going to have mercy on you. The devil will not have mercy on you. I guarantee you that. So you have time to change, to be transformed. Guys, follow me on TikTok, subscribe to my YouTube channel, share